highlight aneni. I am not a candidate attorney yet, you guys. Vets for good, in it. Yes, I am, and I love him so much. Those of us who know, let's say it together. Michelle Robinson Obama, that girl from the south side of Chicago. Oh my word, what a crazy faith girl, guys. Like, I love a good crazy faith story. But story time. So that, my girlies, is why these Miss South Africa women are always getting married. Don't ever say I don't plug you. In fact, make sure you're subscribed for more. Hello friends, I am Itumeleng Parage and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. As you can see by the title of the video, this is a get to know me tag, get ready with me style. So I'm going to be beating my face while answering some questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. If you're not following me there, make sure you do. Before we get into the video, please make sure you subscribe, like the video if you enjoy it, drop me a comment in the comment section and have a good conversation down there, and then click on the post notification bell to get notified whenever there's a new update on this channel, and that's on So yes, my full name's Itumeleng Parage. Lindobuhle is a Zulu name which means wait for beautiful things, because beautiful things take time. And then Itumeleng is a Tswana name that means be happy. It's literally a command that says be happy. Parage is a Tswana surname and it's pronounced Parage and not Parage or Parage or Parage. I get such weird pronunciations whenever I meet people I know from social media of my surname, but I get it. It's not a common surname, but it's pronounced Parage, in case you're wondering. Currently 23 years old. I am turning 24 in August on the 11th, which rounded off as 25. So I was born and raised in Soweto and I currently reside there. I am definitely an extroverted person, very social, very friendly, easy to talk to, find it easy to reach out to other people to talk to them as well. So I'm definitely extroverted. I went to Thomas Mofolo High School and then I went to Itumeleng Primary School, both in Naledi, Soweto. I'm not a critical person. Not a lot of things give me the irk. Not a lot of things irk me, but don't say irregardless. People who say irregardless piss me off. So someone calls you and they're like, let's meet on Saturday, it's regarding the land sale. Udumeleng. And then they get back to you and they're like, regardless of the land sale, I'd like to still meet you on Sunday for coffee. So you see how they were regarding the land issue and then they decided not to regard it later by adding less. Whether you want to come in and add an I at the beginning, which does what? I'm not a mathematician, but I feel like that I just makes everything a zero. So don't say irregardless. There really is no need for anyone to say irregardless. And I went to Thomas Mofolo High School. So I did English 75th additional language, but you'll never catch me saying irregardless because there really is no need for anyone to say irregardless. Like, I would describe my relationship with God as constant. I think it's beautiful that the same God I prayed to as a child when all I knew was the Lord's Prayer or like prayer for my food is the same God that I go to now as an adult with my adult problems or even my dreams and aspirations. I think the idea that so many things are constantly changing and moving around in the world, but God remains and you can always find him wherever you are is just so beautiful to me. Like, you know that In the Shadow of Your Wings song that says, I know a place I can always run to in times of distress, confusion and fear. In my case, I know a place I can always run to wherever I am. Whatever is going on, I can always run to God and I'll find him there. He's always there and he doesn't change. And I love it for us as Christians. So yeah. God's phone is never on voicemail. Call him anytime. You know how they always say things like that, but it's true. Like he really is always there. Like my taste in music is questionable according to my friends, but I'll tell you guys anyway. So I listen to gospel the most, and then old school house, and then jazz, which I really love and enjoy. So South African jazz mostly, so Mandisi Janjis is always on my playlist without fail. And my friends don't get it. They don't even pass me the aux. Like, they don't budge because they're just like, ma'am, we're not playing those games with you. I am not a candidate attorney yet, you guys. I'm not a candidate attorney yet. Unfortunately or fortunately, vets for good in it. Oh no, shame. I'm not a candidate attorney yet. I'm still, my occupation is still very much student. Oh my word. Yeah, I'm not a candidate attorney yet, but I am looking forward to that part of my life. I think it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to sit with my corporate girlies, Lina, and participate in the conversations they have about work and stuff. The amount of tax we pay, that time we wake up alone. It's ridiculous. Lina, I added my 2 cents there, you know. I can't wait. Here go Zara for blazers, work blazers. You know what, like the work blazers. I saw this on Superbalist. I think it's gonna look amazing for work. Elena, Kishapedi boomerang, get Seattle coffee, my morning kick. Yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait. Do you see? I think it's a problem that I'm looking forward to the aesthetic of being a little Miss Candidate Attorney and not so much the work. I love my job. I'm gonna love my job. What if my future boss is watching and I'm saying what I'm saying? I'm joking, but I really can't wait to be a young working adult at home. Like, I think mentally I'm there and I can't wait for it to happen for me. But I will say though that I do trust the timing of my life. I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. In fact, there's a sermon I listened to by Bishop T.D. Jakes a couple of years ago where he said, nothing in your life is running chaotically. You are exactly where you need to be. It's all part of God's perfect plan for you. So that keeps me going, you know. Or even if I'm still here in this position at school, ideally I would love to have been, you know, in the corporate world already, but I'm not. And it's okay. I'm on time. I have all the time in the world, and the good and the bad, the delays, what seems like a delay is actually working together for my good, as the good Bible says. So yeah, not yet, but I can't wait. My experience at Miss South Africa was life-changing. Literally life-changing. Loved the glitz and the glam and the little taste we got to being superstars and making news headlines, you know. But apart from that, I met incredible people I never imagined I'd sit and have conversations with at that point in my life. So many pinch me moments. What a time. And as a person that was not very active on social media, I learned so much about content creation and monetizing your passions. We had life coaching and therapy sessions, which were both so transformative. I see the world differently now. I was introduced to a new way of thinking, a mindset that no one could ever take away from me. You can't put a price tag to that. Being on this platform also helped me realize that I have a community of people that love and support me. At every step of the way, they were willing to sacrifice their time and resources to help me realize my dream. My dream became our dream, and I am so grateful to be doing life with them. This sisterhood that we managed to build during a competition is one for the books. This is a tribe of like-minded women from different parts of South Africa who epitomize grit and grace. I am constantly inspired by the strides they take to make their lives and this country a better place. I feel so blessed to call some of them my really close friends.
Before being part of Miss South Africa, I used the words community service very loosely, but this organization has helped me realize that it is more than just doing charitable deeds for society. It is all part of my purpose. And because of that, I am so much clearer on the impact and legacy I want to leave in this world. This is the kind of work I want to do, capitalism aside. Let me paint you a better picture of what Miss South Africa is truly about, and I quote, Miss South Africa is a leadership platform for ambitious young South African women. Through a pageantry process, contestants receive world-renowned coaching in addition to advanced networking, business, and life skills. Shaped into brand ambassadors for our country, they become champions of women's rights, thought leaders, and savvy career women who inspire other young South Africans to fulfill their potential, recognize their self-worth, and find their place in the world. Quote closed. I hope that gives you a better picture of the caliber of women Miss South Africa produces. So that, my girlies, is why these Miss South Africa women are always getting married. Don't ever say I didn't plug you. In fact, make sure you're subscribed for more.
You know how parents are like generally in competitions, they'll tell you you're all winners even if you don't win. The fact that you're here, you've already won. I used to hate hearing that. Yo. Yes, I am, and I love him so much. Yeah, I am in a relationship, guys. It's fairly new, but I'm telling you, I really love it here. And guess Anna, andiyekelela nguye ndizophalala njengamanzi. No, I mean, baba. No, I am not. I know Zulu Kings are the hill a lot of my queens, my girlies are willing to die on, but not so much for me. Right, to be honest. Where's my setting spray? I've never been on a dating site actually, and I've been single for a very long periods of time. I've just been really content and have never felt the urge to put myself out there so I can go mingle with other singles. It's just never happened for me. When I'm single, I'm fine. I'm aight. Like, I'm single and I'm not mingling. I'm not even greeting boys on the streets. Like, my friends would ask me, how are you expecting to find love if you don't even greet people back, if you're not even like friendly outside? But I've just always known Meghan Markle and Serena Williams would be plugged. I've just always believed that someone would plug me with, oh, but let me not ruin this thing that I'm doing. Someone would plug me. So yeah, and that's kind of what happened with my current relationship. We met through a mutual. So get yourself friends. If you're a homebody like me, get yourself friends that know people so you can be plugged, okay? Shh, go. That's me, I say I'm Papa Sinting Jola. Hi, Shem. And it is on Kavani Sanabasa. Both. Definitely both. And that's the point of feminism, isn't it? My feminism is not the feminism that's against marriage and children. No, my feminism says you're a woman and it's your choice. Whatever you want, knock yourself out. How are you fun feminism and a husband and children inside? So it's in happiness and daughter. So it's in fishing and daughter and children. That's not what I want for myself. That's not the hill I'm gonna be dying on. Sorry. Catch me outside. Libito la dura doll. Libito le expensive and I can't. But if you catch me gallivanting somewhere with a tall human being, that might be him. So honestly speaking, I can't say it's anything I did I really do think that I was blessed to have been surrounded by old people who were generous with their words. You know, it's one thing to see something good happening for a child, or like to see that, oh my god, this child is brilliant, or this child is good at this, or this child is beautiful, whatever it is that you're seeing in a child. But it's another thing to actually say it. So I think I was surrounded by people who were always affirming and always said whatever good things they saw in me as a child. So from home, my parents, my neighbors, at school, yeah, everyone was just really affirming and nice, and I don't take that for granted at all. Hebrews 11:1 is my favorite scripture. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. I'm a crazy faith girl, guys. Like, I love a good crazy faith story, and I love the whole book of Hebrews 11 really, because it speaks about faith basically, and it highlights some of the stories of the champions of faith in the Bible, you know, like Sarah, who had a baby when she was way past her childbearing age, or like Noah, who built the ark when there was no signs of rain. And all of those people in jail, you know, I think if I was a Bible character, my life story would definitely make it their shame, because if you guys could hear my conversations with God, my prayers are so unrealistic. I'm just constantly praying for things that seem impossible, you know. But that's just how I've chosen to live my life. Like, if anything, like, faith is one of the biggest pillars of my life. I want to live a crazy faith life and like show other people that these things can actually happen if they believe, you know. If you believe it, it's possible for you, you know. Nothing is impossible when you believe. So yeah, definitely Hebrews 11, and it keeps me going, because really when you have faith in something, you wake up excited the next day because there's a possibility of something, of a dream, of a hope coming to life. That hope keeps you up, you know. That hope keeps you up, and that's what gets me going every day. What if kids work outside and then Mudimo answers my prayers? Like, what if tomorrow's the day God says, take, it's all yours. Whatever you've been praying for is all yours, you know. What if? That what if keeps me going, because if it happens for me, oh my darling, it's gonna be magical. Anyway, you know how the Bible says they were like they that dream when it finally happened for them. That's literally how I imagine my life turning out, you know. When my things finally happen, how I've been praying for them to happen, I'm gonna feel like I'm dreaming, you know, when it finally happens for me. So definitely Hebrews 11, definitely faith. And yeah, that's literally the currency of my life. I believe God for something and he brings it to life, and that keeps me going. The possibility of that happening keeps me going, and whatever prayer God has already answered is also motivation to say, pray more, hope for more, you know. Keep your faith alive, because God actually does answer prayers and God does make things happen for his people. So definitely Hebrews 11. No, my friends are incredible people. I am literally blessed with the best, and I could wake up any day and give any one of them the title best friend and it would sit well, because they're so incredible and life is so much easier with them, and I love doing life with them, and they make me happy. They fill my cup as much as I fill theirs. They're good for my mental health. I don't always have to be looking over my shoulder. Anyone I call my friend is literally an amazing human being. But story time. I had a toothache a couple of weeks ago, and one thing about a toothache, it'll take you to a place you never knew existed. I was in so much pain. I was sure I was dying. So I texted one of my close friends and I said to her, girl, if I die tonight, just know you were my best friend. So she knows herself. She knows herself, but otherwise, any one of my friends could literally be my best friend. They're all amazing people. I think everyone who knows me knows who my role model is. She's literally my WhatsApp profile picture. Yeah, those of us who know, let's say it together. Michelle Robinson Obama, that girl from the south side of Chicago. Oh my word, what a woman. I mean, it goes without saying, she's literally the most adored woman in the world. Michelle Obama taught me to own my story. Every part of it, more especially where I come from. I mean, she insists on introducing herself at every podcast, every interview as Michelle Obama from the south side of Chicago. And I think that's such a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. Especially for people like us who come from townships or like rural areas, and we think, where I come from is not a beautiful part of my story, or is not that's not the best part of my story. I don't want to speak about that, but she owning that she comes from the south side of Chicago and insisting on introducing herself like that did something to me. You know, I've always been proud of being from Soweto, but I think I just owned it more after coming to contact with Michelle Obama's work. I think her owning being from the south side of Chicago with all that she's accomplished has done so much, and that's why they say representation matters. I had to see a Michelle Obama with all her accolades say south side of Chicago. She didn't say I went to Princeton, I had to study law at Princeton. She said I'm Michelle Obama from the south side of Chicago, and I said I'd bet. That's how I went to South Africa, and I introduced myself as Itumeleng Parage from the biggest township in the country, Soweto. So representation matters, guys. And yeah, I see myself in her. Honestly, hopefully in the next like 30 years I would have lived a life as impactful as hers. I definitely want that for myself. So yeah, love you, Michelle, if you ever get to watch this. Yo, highlights aneni. My best piece of advice I've ever received was to know that you reap what you sow. Literally, it's such good advice. People as people caught myself trying to be judgy there. As people, sometimes we have weird expectations of how things should happen for us in our lives, but at the end of the day, the Bible is right. God cannot be mocked. You reap what you sow. If you study for 10 hours, you'll remember stuff for 10 hours. If you decide to study the day before an exam, your marks will reflect that. So yeah, note to self. I'm joking, guys, but literally in life, you reap what you sow. If you work hard, eventually you're going to get the benefits of all the hard work you've been putting. Don't deceive yourself by thinking things come easily because people carry their blessings well. You think it's easy because they don't go around shouting, I worked hard to get here. You think, it must be easy. If Mang Mang did it, then I can also do it. No. People get in life what they put in. So if you hopeless romantic, so I definitely love any Nicholas Sparks movie, but particularly The Notebook. That's my absolute favorite. I love like Ellie and Noah. And then my other favorite one is Legally Blonde and The Princess Diaries. So yeah, somewhere there. Do I want to put on lashes? I don't think so. I don't see it. I didn't even put on eyeshadow, but it's fine. I don't want to do too much. I ain't trying to do too much. That's not necessarily the direction I'm looking for the channel to take. I don't think I'm gonna sit down and film a Real Housewives of Durban review or anything like that, but I do think that maybe if I'm vlogging and something happens that I watched and I want to speak about it, I will organically, but it won't be a thing I go and sit down and film, you know. I remember the other day I was watching Housewives of Durban and Surisha said Futek, and I thought that was the most sensational Futek I've ever heard in my life, like the most gracious of Futeks in the world. So if a thing like that happens and I want to just say in the moment that Sorisha, your Futek is elegant, I'll definitely say it. But to go out of my way to film, not out of my way, but like to go and film a review for reality TV or anything like that is I'm not sure. But we never know. I don't know, like Chinese, Korean food, noodles, fried rice. I love that kind of stuff. I've actually I've always enjoyed it at school on campus, but recently my boyfriend needs to stop, took me to like a thingy, like a Korean restaurant, and I love the food there so much. I usually don't know what to eat, but my answer is always that place. Like, when in doubt, eat Korean food, eat Chinese food, it just slaps. We have come to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Love you so much, my dears. Mwah!